Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the Silver Screen Show. Thanks for joining us on this really cold Saturday winter night, guys.
Winter's coming.
Winter is here. Brother's in Madrid and I'm here, so this is a bit annoying.
It's drizzling as well.
Yeah.
It's just dismal out there.
Why do we even leave the house?
Exactly. For the people.
Yes.
For the people.
For the lols.
Anyway, let's get cracking. Once again, joined by Alenya. How are you? How you been? How's the week gone? Anything of interest to our audience? Or
just the regular kind of week. Nothing too interesting. No,
fair enough.
events. No, nothing like
else.
just going to cinema, going to work, and just generally trying to live life without
nothing captivating to tell the audience. Fair
no,
enough.
No, exactly. It's like, you don't want to hear about my car troubles or my work troubles or anything like that. So let's just move on. So
move on to Mo. Hey there. How you been, man?
Good, thanks. I don't have any trouble. I just watch film all day.
And you went to a really fancy gala on
8 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Wednesday. You went to a little fancy dinner gala.
We did, in fact.
We were suited up. Well, I was suited up. He kind of didn't read the invite.
Yeah,
said
I went as a.
He just went looking like.
I went in wearing, sort of. I was like, why is everyone dressed up?
I'm like, the invite says black tie even.
Oh no.
At least I wore proper shoes. So
Exactly, you'd have been a bit awkward.
they at least let me in.
The funny thing about that was I went to the car park, there's all Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and I'm in my Honda Accord. I'm like, my car ain't gonna get jacked today. Right, okay, let's move on to film. This is what we're here for. So first up is probably the most recent release, probably the biggest release of this week, Murder on the Orient Express. I'm just gonna whip out my all my details of this film. So it's based on Agatha Christie novel about the murder on the Orient Express. It's the title.
Poirot.
Yeah, so it's based on Hercule Poirot, the world famous detective. So this is like the fourth adaptation, I believe. I did my research.
Nice.
I do research. So,
Sometimes.
so it's like the fourth different adaptation of this movie. So this is stars an ensemble cast actually. So that's what's really going to get all the audience pulled in. It's got Johnny Depp, Daisy Ridley, Kenneth
Judi
Branagh.
Dench,
Yeah, just really got them written
Michelle
down actually.
Pfeiffer,
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe, Josh Gad, Penelope Cruz, Derek Jacobi,
Someone's done the
Adam
research.
Garcia, and Olivia Colman, and we can go into where they're from.
So you've got the Pirates of the Caribbean fans coming in, the Star Wars fans coming
Everyone,
in.
yeah, exactly, man. So that
anyone who loves like Judi Dench and Kenneth Branagh from all of their kind
Yes.
of Shakespeare background, Willem Dafoe,
Willem Dafoe, yeah.
John Wick.
Josh Gad, if you really like Olaf from Frozen,
Oh, of course.
or
Gaston's buddy.
Gaston's buddy in Beauty and the
That
Beast.
guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh,
Apparently he was really funny on set though. Apparently he was doing impressions of Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, he's the funny guy of the lot, isn't he?
Yeah.
So this film follows this murder that takes place on this luxurious train, and it's a murder mystery. That's pretty much it. So let's get in. We got a few conflicting views here, so this should make an interesting review. We'll go to the nice side first, Alenya.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Like, obviously, like my parents are very much sort of Agatha Christie fans. They love Poirot, they love Marple. So even the other night, we were sat, me and my dad, watching Miss Marple, and I really liked it. I thought that the visuals were really beautiful, really stunning. Like my favorite one actually was. It's a bit silly, but when the train comes out of the station
and they're doing the tracking
and
shot.
it's in Istanbul and it comes out the station, what I don't understand about scenes like that though is why everyone waves,
Because
even
it's
though
a
they're
train.
like half a mile away or a mile away. They're like, woo!
I think trying to say people are so poor in Turkey that when they see a train, they're very like, I'm like, that's a bit condescending.
No, initially I thought it was because they had their family members in the train going, but then I realized it was just the cast in the film.
Yeah.
It's just
They wouldn't have anyone.
it's Michelle Pfeiffer.
Like the beginning of the Titanic, you can probably understand it, but then they're like, oh, why are you waving? And it's like, why not? But yeah, that was nice. And then the scenes when they're in the mountains and everything, I thought was absolutely glorious.
Very, very CGI heavy though, but still glorious.
It was absolutely beautiful. And I thought that the cast, I thought that they did really well. And I thought the way, obviously the acting seems a little bit over the top.
Yeah, it's a bit cheesy.
You've got to think that it was like written by Agatha Christie a while ago.
In the early 1900s.
In the 30s. And it's one of those like old style murder mystery things. So like I went into it knowing kind of what I was going to get. And I was very, very
that's
satisfied.
what I got for my good points.
Really?
It's very charming and nice to look at. It's all very well done. Like the tracking shot when he first enters the train and he's just following him down the carriages.
Yeah.
That's all
and
well done.
I really liked when when he was like interviewing people and it was shot through
The
the
glass.
cut glass.
Yeah, I like
I
that,
thought
yeah.
those shots were really, really
Made Willem
good.
Dafoe look even more evil than he normally
What's
is.
your beef with Willem Dafoe?
Oh, it's not beef, but he's always the evil guy. So
He's
it's like
got the evil guy.
he's got the evil
face,
guy.
doesn't he?
Yeah, I love the
He's
guy.
got
He's
the
just like
voice, yeah.
every film he's just the evil guy. So that's why it's just like nothing personal. He's a great actor, but
Token evil
every
guy.
film he's the
Yeah.
token evil guy. So it's just a typecast he's in.
Not
so.
in John Wick 2 though.
Alright.
He's one of my favorite characters in John Wick 2.
He's in the first one.
Yeah, he's in the first one as well.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
this
Oh,
a-
isn't he the sniper?
He's the
Yeah,
sniper,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I thought,
Sorry, one final good. I think I like Poirot. I mean, there's a few aspects of him which was a bit over the top comedic, I think.
Mhm.
But overall, I think his description on the show, portrayal on the film was pretty good, and I liked it. And I think if they do a follow up, I wouldn't mind Kenneth Branagh carrying on with this. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Right.
I really liked him as well.
let me give you the other side of
Here
Yes.
comes the
Yeah.
Imperial.
Here it comes.
Because I thought this film was so bloated and so overproduced, and it's just such a unnecessary.
Sounds like Justice
film.
League review.
Yeah.
One week
Yeah.
early.
No. This
Hide
film.
your anger, please.
There is no anger. It's just
Just
objective critique.
yeah, I'm not.
This Poirot looked to me as a fake. I grew up watching the TV series, the Poirot TV series.
Yeah.
And this guy looked like a fake with his fake mustache, fake accent,
Yeah.
even the fake OCD. It
Well,
just
of
didn't
course, got a
work.
fake accent. He's British, so
Yeah, and he's supposed to be Belgian, so.
Yeah, well,
Fun-
it just didn't work for me from character perspective. I thought the acting was good. I do agree.
it's a great cast. You can't
Yeah, the
blame the
cast
acting
is
on
good.
that, yeah.
They know how to act. They're veterans in the
Mm.
acting industry, so they do act well.
Mhm.
But I thought there was a very strange juxtaposition of the characters, then the slapstick comedy elements.
Yeah, I think the
Mixed
slapstick.
together, yeah,
I think
mixed
the
together with
slapstick
the-
comedy did
yeah.
take it a bit.
Yeah,
too
yeah,
far.
with a historic setting. What do you call that kind of setting? I can't
Period
remember.
setting.
Period
Period,
setting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it
Period
just
set.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I do agree the visuals in the film was amazing,
Mm.
but I then again also dislike the fact that it was so CGI heavy that you could tell that it was CGI. Istanbul is a beautiful city in its own
Yeah,
right.
I
You
thought-
don't need CGI to make it more
It's
beautiful.
like when they did
Yeah, I know, but
when they
it's
did
set in
exit.
the 30s. Though,
You
so
can always
can't-
you can always
Yeah.
just take a video and then put some filters on it to make it. They don't need to CGI the entire like city, which I think is a bit like the
Yeah.
mountain scene. You can just put a train to the mountain. You don't have to CGI that. You can just do that
And
normally.
you make your actors freeze to death and maybe get caught in an
Yeah.
avalanche.
No, they don't have to be in the like outside shots. You know, like the trains
No,
cutting through the.
I do agree with the CGI in the mountain. You can't have a train like precariously sat in front.
Oh, not
on
that. I mean,
top
like the
of
shots that it's going through the mountains and stuff. Those don't have to be like CGI influenced.
Yeah.
But
I suppose CGI is cheaper than building an actual train
I
and
sus-
getting
And
it through
going-
the
and
Alps.
I
going to the
suppose when you got that
outset.
many famous actors, your
Yeah.
money's gone somewhere else probably
Yeah.
too.
But coming back to the objective critique of the film.
Hater.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I thought beyond those points I mentioned, the other thing I thought the film doesn't do well is translate the story from a book to a film.
Definitely.
I mean, we've seen many books being translated to films. Harry Potter comes to mind, Lord of the Rings comes to mind, and they always change the story to fit the aspect of a film, 90mm film, because the story has to flow, the narrative structure has to work, the plot holes have to be put under
Filled.
the carpet.
The
So,
plot holes
yeah,
have to be filled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, once you see who the main villains are,
Mm.
the main
Whoever the
whoever the
antagonist.
main antagonist is
Yeah.
who carries out the murder, you're just thinking, wait, why did they then do the things they did before in the film? Why did they act that way? They didn't need to. Why would they act in such a way? I'm not going to spoil any of the scenes, but
No.
the moment that third act came
Yeah.
about, I just got. I just,
So much,
I
like,
just had
I
a,
just
I just had
can't- I
a
just-
massive, yeah, I just
can't
had a
put the words.
massive like mind blast. Like, what?
I-
That doesn't make sense.
I will
Why would
agree with
anyone
you
do
on that. I mean, I thought the biggest downside to this is the final third because it jumps from like a slow building murder, like who is it? Then suddenly to bam,
Yeah.
guns come out, people are flying off the train, it's just like, what, it just kind of shifted a bit too quickly, I think.
Yeah.
So I think the problem with this was the film started off slow, which I don't mind, but it was a bit too slow. So by the time it gets to like the whole murder stuff, you're like well into the film. It's kind of like they don't have to rush the end. So when all the clues do come together, it's kind of done in a rushed way. The way they do it, I didn't really agree. Where he confronts a certain cast member and he kind of just, this is what happened. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you could have done a bit more of a way to see your genius detective, because I think what he did, anyone could have done. Like, it could have been me, to be honest, put those clues together.
It could have been me.
At the moment you find out a few things, you're like, yeah, you know what's happened. But I think they could have done a bit more to make him look a genius, which he's supposed to be.
And how silly was the My Lovely Catherine section? It went nowhere.
Yeah, they didn't really explain it. Like,
yeah,
just
it
show you had
didn't
a
go
love.
anywhere.
But the thing is, like, you kind of see him struggling with the whole situation because he doesn't find the solution straight away. And it is bamboozling him because so many things have happened that are like, this would all make sense if it wasn't for this tiny thing. And this would all make sense if it weren't for this clue. And he's going through this horrific thing in his mind and he's like, there's no crack in the wall. And Catherine might have been a love that he had.
I
that
think
he could
you
talk
explain
to
it.
about
You explain it better than it is portrayed in the film. I saw that they were trying to
Go
do
for the
that.
director's commentary on.
Think for yourself.
No. I
boys.
could see they were trying to do that. So basically, what
Yeah,
happens
don't bring
is-
me into this. Right, anyway, let's bring this to a close because we're creeping up time.
Yeah.
So I actually can keep time on our live stream actually. So it's pretty convenient now. I can see how long we're into it. So let's make nice good way actually. You know, when you present, you should know.
Sure.
So
You
anyway,
should watch yourself while you're doing it.
So let's bring this to a quick wrap up. I'll start off. My quick review was I said it ran out of steam. Just by the end of it, pun intended. Pun intended.
Oh my god, I
So-
hate you.
So I think it started really well, but I think at the end of it, it's just kind of like it felt very rushed. But that's just my opinion.
You could have said there is nothing oriental about the Express.
It's true, but I like my own better. But with the steam pump.
I liked it. I didn't think it was too different from like the TV shows that I'd seen because they do always direct you in certain ways and then there's this big reveal right at the end and then like boom, the episode's over.
Diagnosis Murder.
But
Love that show.
I love that show to be fair.
Man. I watched it when I was out of work for a year. Diagnosis Murder every day.
Diagnosis Murder, Miss Marple, I love it, and like Midsummer Murders, things like that. But I thought it was visually stunning and interesting.
Awesome.
I thought it was a fake, bigly fake news. Fake.
Oh my days. This is how bad you are. Imagine when Justice League comes out, man.
Oh my god.
This was a
I'm
fake
ready. I'm ready for that. That's gonna be like you're gonna have an hour special.
Yeah,
I didn't buy
we're
this
not
guy.
gonna turn up.
Just you in a room going.
Yeah, it's Poirot, too slapstick.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I think other than that one scene in the beginning, I didn't think it was.
I think there are a few other things like
No, this
when he
Poirot
sleeps
is
in
dumb
his-
as well. He doesn't figure out the clues once he realizes so many people are connected in such a
Yeah,
way,
but
right?
you see it because you're an onlooker and you know what's happening. Like
I'm not even a detective.
Right, guys. I'm gonna be
Anyway.
I'm gonna be the referee here and I'll call it. Quits and ends. Let's
Fine.
let's move
Fine,
on
fine.
because this is a bit intense now. I didn't know this would be so dividing, man.
Let's move on to the next film then.
Yeah. So next film is Only the Brave. So Alenya had the privilege to watch this movie yesterday.
I did.
Yeah. So this is based on a true story about a bunch of firefighters. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, so
who work out in Arizona and they had to fight like the bushfires, the forest fires.
yeah,
Fight
so
the fire.
The firefighters. So
the-
I'll throw it onto you actually too.
Yeah, like most of the story, the first kind of 2 acts is about them wanting to get evaluated and get their certification as hotshots. So at the moment they're like a secondary crew. So you've got different sort of tiers of crews, and they're like the first kind of municipal team of wildland firefighters, and they were the first in the history of the country to become hotshots, like the best of the best firefighters from a self-made
Creme de
team.
la creme.
And it's like that. It was unheard of beforehand, and that like they had Jeff Bridges' character made the Crew 7 in Prescott, Arizona, and then they got their certification.
I mean, speaking of
As
the
a hot
cast,
shot.
it's a good cast. You
It's
got
a great
Josh
cast.
Brolin, Miles Teller also in it as well.
Yeah.
So those
So
are
you've
great.
got like Josh Brolin who plays Thanos and is in No Country for Old Men. and
Oh,
Everest.
right, of course.
Where did that come from?
I was like,
Jeff Bridges is an Iron Man.
Thanos is fighting fire.
Yeah. He, by day. And then, like, as you say, Taylor Kitsch and James Badge Dale, I really liked. He's in, like, Iron Man 3, The Departed. And the director is Joseph Kaczynski, who did Tron Legacy and Oblivion. And I was...
Yeah.
This was fantastic. It's like some of it's quite lighthearted. You see the team of firefighters really grow as a family. They take in the new recruits, the rookies, and you know it's very much a boys' club. Like they give them a bit of hell at the beginning, and
Alpha
there's a
male
lot
kind
of
of territory,
banter
isn't it?
between them. Yeah, it's like very much alpha male is like, you can't do this, blah blah blah, and then like when they actually come to fighting the fire, they really come together, and then they come together as brothers, and you see them progress over like quite a few years. Yeah, there's a good camaraderie between them, and Taylor Kitsch and Miles Teller become really close, and like they're almost like brothers.
Brothers in arms.
Exactly, it is.
Yeah.
And it's like,
One of them will die now.
She didn't reveal anything.
I'm not gonna spoil.
We haven't watched
just
it, by the way,
watched
so
it.
we are
Yeah.
just assuming. So don't.
But it was really, it's crazy because it was really light-hearted, and it was really like
And then it hits
sweet and emotional, and then it just turned absolutely
So what's the event that happens? Like, I'm assuming there's something that happens which makes this.
So throughout the film, you've got like firefights,
Yeah, so they're
like big
day-to-day,
sort of, like big wildland fires, like brushes and pine forests, and they actually don't just deal with the fires in their immediate vicinity. They go to different parts of the country where there are all these wildfires and join up with lots of other firefighting teams and hotshot teams to fight the fires.
Yep.
And that all goes pretty well. There's a couple of like near misses and close calls. Obviously, you're dealing with wildfire. It's not like it's one building
it's not
that's
normal
on fire.
It's wildfire.
And it's like the change in,
It's not tame.
It's not.
but like it's things like the change in the wind
Yeah.
or the cloud cover changes how the fire reacts.
It's similar to like Australian bushfires.
Yeah, and like the fire will be over thousands of acres, and they have to try and contain it, and they do, and they get really like popular, and but then there's this fire that threatens a town, and it is one of these situations where there's a very quick change in the weather. Changes the direction of the fire, changes the intensity of the fire.
So this is like the set piece of the movie.
And these are the only guys who can stop the fire.
No, again, there's like a lot of teams, but they're the only ones in a certain area, and the fire kind of turns towards them, and they're like it ends up that they're in like completely the wrong place, and it is soul destroying watching and knowing that it actually happened. It's very much how Deepwater.
So this is completely based on a true story.
Yeah,
completely true.
I was going to say Deepwater Horizon's similar to this.
Yeah,
it was like a disaster movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's very much the same setup as well. Like you see the camaraderie on the oil platform, and it's very light-hearted.
Whether true or not.
It is.
I mean,
well, the whole event is true.
Yeah.
Well,
like even Deepwater Horizon. Well, the camaraderie, I mean,
for Hollywood, making it Hollywoody.
Yeah, but you do want to, otherwise you don't want to feel for the characters. If
exactly.
You don't build them
But also, like things like that, when you are working in a kind of life-threatening situation day to day with those people,
you have to
become a family because you
trust
have
them
to
as well.
trust each other. Like if you hate someone that you're doing this with, you can't trust them
You
to
can't trust them.
pull you out of the fire if you need them to.
It's the same work we do, right? We trust in each other.
Get out.
Life
I
saving.
swear down, get out.
Right, so let's just move on to what you didn't like. Was there anything that would put you off the movie, or what do you say?
I mean, with films like this, like Deepwater Horizon as well, there's always these things where, like you say, you don't know how much they've kind of fabricated about the people and the stories, and you've got these like bits where like their wives get really angry at them for doing the job that they're doing and saying like, I want kids, I want this, and like obviously it is kind of like squabbles and things, and then like someone's wife has an accident and it makes him realize like what
am I doing with my life, really?
Well, yeah, kind of like that, like thinking, and she says, you risk your life every time you walk out that door, and I've had to live without you, how dare you be angry at me for this.
It's very hard hitting and down to earth. It's not
very, very emotional, and like by the end of it, me and my friend and several people in there were all red-faced, sobbing, like puffy eyes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it's.
I didn't expect that. I've seen the critical reviews of it. I think it's done really well, like 90%. Rotten Tomatoes 8.1 on IMDb, so it's getting very good scores from across the board.
Yeah,
so.
It's done really, really well, and it does because you can see how much these people adore each other, and then it's lost.
And when it's a real life story as well, you've got that emotional connection. To be honest, I was going to watch this over Orient Express, but I thought I put off Orient Express for like a week, and I thought I should just really go and watch it.
And then at the end of it, it like shows the pictures, same as Deepwater Horizon, it shows the pictures of the actual people, and then that really hits you because there's like those those guys
Yeah.
risked their lives to save a town from a wildfire.
Instead of Deepwater Horizon saving BP or
Yeah,
Shell.
I think that had, yeah.
Or like being
Shell's
killed by
bottom
BP.
line.
Yeah.
But, it was. I would say my short review would be seriously heartbreaking.
That's great. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check it out actually next
It's
week. So if I
very,
get
I
very
feel
time.
sad already. I don't.
Yeah, because it just hits you out of nowhere,
Alright.
just like a fire. It changes
I mean,
in a split second.
It's not really a film you can really hate upon. It's like it is what it is. It's a true
Yeah,
story.
I mean, you
and
can
like,
have bad representations of
Yeah.
stories like this, but this was done very, very well.
Good to
Okay,
know.
great. So moving on, we're gonna try this new feature now.
All right.
So we're gonna do this 1 minute review thing now. It's a new concept. We're gonna try this now. So Elena's gonna do it this week. I'll probably get you to do it next week. So
Let me see the timer.
I'll put the. So basically, we're gonna do. Elena's gonna give us a quick review of Bad Moms Christmas. Is it?
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it in a minute. So we're gonna try and get it in, get it done quickly. Under pressure, you're gonna have to say everything you can. And once it hits a minute,
Do you want me to count the seconds out
oh,
loud?
you can give it like 10 seconds. You can give like a 10-second intervals, like 10, 20.
Yeah, you can do like 50,
Right.
40.
So
I wanna-
you're gonna get composed first and get get the pacing right. You don't wanna. Right. So you ready?
Yeah.
Right. So Bad Moms Christmas.
That sounds good.
Go.
This is the sequel to Bad Mums, and it came out last year. It was directed by John Lucas and Scott Moore. John Lucas is the writer for The Hangover, and Scott Moore, both of them directed Bad Mums, the original. Scott Moore
10
directed
seconds.
21 and over. It's got Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, and Catherine Hahn as these bad mums, but they're not bad mums. They love their kids, but they just don't want to be doing the PTA and the after-school clubs and all this kind of
20
stuff.
seconds.
So they take a bit more time for themselves. This time we're introduced to their mums, Kristen Bransky, Leonard's mum from Big Bang Theory, I love her, Cheryl Hines and Susan Sarandon, who's
Half
like
your
the
time's
drunk,
gone.
drunk mother who like travels the road and all this kind of stuff. And it's how their mothers come and kind of ruin Christmas, but they all ruin Christmas because they're all arguing and then they get back together
20
and they
seconds
all love
left.
each other again. I thought it was really funny. It's very, very crude bits, but it's a really, really fun film if you just want something light and easy to watch. And
10.
and it does get a bit emotional with the mums as well, but then it's like a good Christmas movie.
5 more seconds. You wanna really I'll just
Don't
fill-
watch it.
I'll just fill some time. Awesome. That's not bad actually. Got a lot in a minute, so well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should do a lot of that more. It makes it a bit more dynamic and action.
Yeah, we can get more films in then.
Exactly. So
So wait, is it a good film? Is it a bad film?
Like,
it is what it is.
it is what it is.
It is what
It's-
it is.
It's a hangover style
Who would
kind
you
of girls
recommend
trip.
this for though?
It's a girls movie, I reckon.
Just girls.
It's
So-
not just for girls. I reckon guys can watch it,
Yeah.
and because the comedy kind of goes both ways. It's more like girls trip.
We're going with the 1
Okay.
minute here, man.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
but you
We're going
know,
with the 1
He's
minute.
asking the questions.
no,
now.
you know,
No,
you
we're
just you also watched
Yeah.
Only the Brave,
Yeah.
which you're saying is very much alpha males coming together and doing their stuff. That sounds like a guy film, whereas this
I
one,
wouldn't say Only the
So
Brave
that
is a
wasn't a
guy's
guy
film.
film.
No,
Okay.
that's it's just guys who happen to be the.
Yeah, like the men are the focal point of the
Yeah.
film, but I wouldn't say it
Okay,
was a
fine,
film
fine.
only for men.
But this one is.
But this, in the same way, is the focal point is the women.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's just a film
Yeah.
for
Okay,
women.
fine.
Not like it was the one with Scarlett Johansson. Which one was it?
Bad
Night.
Night
Yeah, I think
or
that looked a
whatever
lot
it
more
was.
like it was aimed towards probably that mark. But I think this one is a lot more open to. If you like the first one, you probably like this one, right?
Yeah.
This movie, so
Yeah, like it's a comedy.
yeah, it's a comedy.
and
Yeah.
it's easily accessible comedy for anyone.
Yeah, it's something you can. I got a day to kill. I got an evening to kill. I'll just watch this. You won't offend you, and you move on. Right. So actually, that wasn't too bad. Next week we'll try and do a few more of those.
something
Actually,
else.
I can pump out those videos as well. So, right. So, I'm surprised you got the director, the actors, everyone. So,
Pal.
to finish this off, we're going to go into look ahead into what's coming up. So, we're going to have a little discussion now. We'll try and make it as brief as you can, but I've got a feeling this won't be brief. So, the topic this week is Will Justice League flop? Because it's coming out next week, and there's a lot of pressure
Yes.
on this movie.
There's
Jeez,
so much
wait,
pressure.
Yes,
Oh,
it will. End of show.
So, there's a lot of pressure on this movie, to be honest, because it's literally pretty much holding the DCE. I mean, if this goes down, it won't be looking good. But Wonder Woman's come in, it's done a bit of goodness.
What are
So,
you saying? BVS was crap.
okay,
DCEU is still there. Man of Steel is crap. DCEU is still there. Wonder Woman was a sellout.
hold
DCEU is
on.
still there.
I haven't
What are you
even
saying?
started the thing, man. After raining. Okay.
Okay.
You have to set the scene, man. You have to set the scene, man.
Okay, fine.
Right, how,
Go on.
right.
I'll hold the bullet.
You actually can't contain yourself. It's incredible.
Right, so
This
will
film
Justice League
brings up
flop?
such emotions.
Because it's coming out this Friday, so this is the big discussion we're gonna have. So he said his piece, and I'm gonna be on this side. I think I'm gonna root for. I think right. I'm gonna give my view.
Even before you do,
you'll have the time. Don't worry. Let the man speak. But yeah, I think cause I think DC are due a hit. I feel they've tried a lot. I mean, Batman v Superman wasn't great. I know that, but in others, Man of Steel, they do try. Wonder Woman, I think, has given it some good karma. Hopefully, they were bound to have something good, and I think that was a really great film. And this one, I hope.
chuck so much money.
I just hope he
That
does well,
something.
because Marvel just keeps him punching in the face. Man. I think he deserves a break, and
What, Marvel deserves a break.
No, Marvel keeps on punching them in the face. I think they
Rightfully
deserve it.
so.
Rightfully so. I think they deserve a break, and I think after the filming 6 of Wonder, hopefully they can move it on and do some good. And the reviews aren't out till Thursday actually,
Well,
which is a bit cheeky.
What does that say?
I know it's a bit cheeky, and I'm like, oh man, when I said that can't be good.
When you put the embargo so close.
When everyone books their tickets,
and people are already going to be booking tickets because there's no reviews out.
yeah,
It's a bit dodgy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, so you have any high hopes for this, or any views on this? Or
I go into this, how I go into most films, it's indifferent.
indifferent. So the trailers have not got you hyped up.
Impossible to be indifferent.
It is possible because I have realised from past disappointments that I shouldn't watch trailers.
Then it's a disappointed
I think
outlook. You should have a disappointed outlook for this film already,
No,
rather than
that's your
indifferent.
outlook,
Yeah.
and you are entitled to have that
okay,
outlook
fine.
as a full-on DC fan.
yeah.
But for me, I don't know as much about the universe,
Oh, right, okay.
and so I enjoyed Wonder Woman. I liked
Wonder Woman
that.
was amazing. Yeah.
I mean, I would agree that Batman v Superman was just
Yeah, we can't say anything. It's before 9 o'clock, so we'll have to.
I have issue with that. But
I mean, Joss Whedon's coming, so hopefully he can
yeah, there's also that. There's
salvage
also Joss
something.
Whedon.
So
But-
he managed to put the Avengers together.
I mean,
and that was
I was pleasantly surprised by Ben Affleck's Batman.
definitely.
So there's that. I really like Jason Momoa for obvious reasons.
But his character doesn't really have much character. I mean, yo man,
He looks like a
priorities.
kid. Jason Momoa looks like a kid in that film.
What?
In
In
terms
Aquaman?
of his behaviors.
Oh, I thought you meant like
Like,
kids.
I mean, what children do you know? And how much do they bench?
But he's
should
more
have
like
said-
the comic relief
I
character,
should have
though,
said
isn't he?
feels like a
No,
kid.
I
Yeah.
think comic relief is going to be the Flash.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, luckily Joss Whedon. If he was still under Zack Snyder, I would have serious doubts about it. Suicide Squad did also ruin a bit of it for me. I mean, like that. I mean, every time I was pretty hyped for that actually, because I thought
So was I actually.
this
yeah.
looks really
So
good.
was
I think they
Will
can
Smith,
they can
yeah.
finally hit one at the park.
See,
but
that's another one. I didn't join the hype for Suicide Squad. I went in there thinking, let's just see how
so
it
what are we?
goes.
Some kind of Suicide
And-
Squad.
I mean, yeah, there were cringy
Oh,
moments like that, but overall, when I came out, I was like, that was quite enjoyable. Like, I didn't want to kill myself when I was watching it, like other films that have come out. So, I didn't hate that. I didn't obviously like Batman v Superman. I really liked Wonder Woman. So I'm kind of indifferent about Justice League. I'll go see it.
Ah, definitely.
And if I like it, I like it.
think
And if I
everyone
hate
will
it,
go see it.
I think the trailers
Yeah,
are.
everyone's
I
gonna see
do think the trailers are a bit too grim in a sense. They're very like
yeah, but DC
Too
is
dark,
dark
isn't
now.
it?
not dark.
bit
It's just
too
like
dark.
it's dark. It's just like there's nothing. It's just like generic fighting, generic. There's nothing like intense about. Nothing like emotionally to grab you. It's just like
Yeah, it's
It's
intense
just
in
punching
action,
people.
but
Yeah, I
not
mean, like,
intense in emotion.
you
so
see
that-
the Captain America Civil War
Yeah.
when at the end point he goes, he's my friend. It's like, oh, so was I. That just hits you like that's emotionally grabs you. And
See,
you're,
that's why I watch Marvel
Yeah. trailers
trailers
those trailers are so well put
they're
together.
interesting and it
Yeah.
kind of grips you. And there's always like now I feel like they're revealing a little too much with some of their trailers.
Yeah.
But with the DC ones, it is just
It's
like
generic. It's
all
just like-
action.
Yeah.
And it's pitch black. And everything happens at night, apparently.
Batman can't come out in the day, man. It just doesn't work, does it? He's
Yeah,
not
but Bruce Wayne
he
can.
looks like an idiot if he came out in the
Bruce
day.
Wayne's Batman.
Spoiler alert,
Spoiler.
Bruce Wayne is Batman. But yeah, no, that's why I don't really. But like, Yeah, I've obviously seen a trailer or some trailers. I've been to the movies since the trailers.
I've seen all 3
came out,
trailers.
but
They all look pretty much the same.
Yeah,
It's
all
just
the
like,
trailers
there's
are the same.
nothing.
They don't really reveal. I don't even know what they're doing. I'm like, who are they fighting?
Okay,
No,
we'll give Mo a chance because I know he's got a lot to say.
Let's just step back.
I don't have much more to say really. I mean,
Do you not have any belief? Because I know, because you're such a diehard DC fan. That's why you're so passionate about.
Yeah,
all
it's
this
only
stuff,
because
so-
I know how good the stories are
Yeah,
in
I
DC
mean, like-
compared to the Marvel ones.
Yeah.
Marvel stories aren't as good, the villains aren't as good,
Yeah.
the heroes aren't as good, but the Marvel cinematic universe
It's just
is
producing it
portrayed
well.
so well,
Yeah.
and they've hooked you in with comedy, with character development, with just everything.
This
But
is
the
why you get
DC
so
universe-
emotional about this
Yeah,
film.
yeah. Well, because I see potential and I see it wasted by people like Zack Snyder, who keeps getting hired. I don't know why, how. So that's why I think I want this universe
Zack
to die.
Snyder made that cinematic masterpiece called Sucker Punch. I don't think even he knew what was happening in that film.
I loved that movie.
Stylistically, it looked amazing,
That-
but it made no
that-
sense.
That film, Sucker Punch, is the equivalent of The Room to me, because you
I did not
you
hit her.
watch it because it's so bad. That's that kind of film. Anyway,
I loved it.
yeah. Anyway, the DCU EU universe. I hope it dies. I hope it doesn't carry on any further.
We
because
hope it does a dark universe.
yeah, I hope it does a dark universe because this literally
Moment
is so
silence.
dark.
Moment silence of Dark Universe. I mean,
Indeed, yes.
I mean,
Born
they
in
made,
2017.
they made the
died
Mummy-
in
they
2017.
made the Mummy the supporting cast of the Mummy films. So
I mean, where else was that going to go,
Exactly.
realistically?
I don't think. I mean, because there are serious people saying it could go under because there's so much riding on it. If this goes down, the Flash movie probably won't come out. Aquaman is probably going to be out as well, and I think they started filming for those already. So
No, I think they'll make their money back quite easily. It'll just draw people in. Oh my God, you've got Superman in somewhere. You've got Batman. You've got all these other roster of superheroes. People just go to watch the showbiz part of it.
Yeah, they go to watch a spectacle, and,
Yeah,
I mean,
it,
yeah,
prob- and it will
spectacle,
be a
that's the right
spectacle.
word.
it probably make a week opening weekend, but it's, if it carries on,
Yeah.
that's what we'll see if this succeeds or not. Because everyone's gonna watch it on the
You'll see
weekend.
when it comes out on Blu-ray. If it's out in like 2 months, you know it flops.
Of the releasing
Yeah.
additional bits on YouTube, say, oh, no, this will really happen. I'm like, why did you put that in the film?
Exactly.
Why is it on YouTube a few months
Yeah.
later?
But then, like, that's good because it makes more anger, makes more of these kind of videos, and
Exactly.
gets more attention.
Pure emotion from
Pure
what I saw.
unadulterated.
Yeah, but I'm not.
hate.
Yeah, no, not hate. I'm not in no illusion to think that this may be a good film because Joss Whedon's in it.
Like I'm saying, so to summarize the question, will it flop? I'm gonna say, I think I know yours.
I strongly feel it'll be a bad film.
Maybe it flops a bit.
It won't,
will
when
it?
you say
will
flop,
it?
will it make its money back? I know it will.
It will make its money back. I mean, critically, will it flop? Like,
Yeah,
by
it-
fans, money it will make back. We know it will, but like
Let's
from a critique
let's
point
do
of view.
a estimate of Rotten Tomato
Okay.
percentage.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it will be about 34%.
34. What did Batman v Superman get?
I think
we
it
got,
went down to.
we got phones now. Actually, you
No,
guys.
I think it was about
you
20.
guys. You guys fill some time in. I'm gonna quickly see what.
I don't know. Obviously, like because
Because there's no review, so you can't really base it on anything. It's
exactly.
like
you have
No, of course, but that's
Batman v
the-
Superman. That's 27%.
Yeah,
Right.
you're just guessing it, right? So, what do you think it'll do? How do you think it'll fare? This is Rotten Tomatoes score.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
See, like you can't even tell this much from
Yeah,
the trailer.
'cause trailer-
That's the thing. The
I'm
trailer
gonna-
doesn't give anything.
I'm gonna say this will be in probably the 50s because I think
yeah.
Wonder Woman alone will probably take it up a lot because she's a massive character now, and that alone will. Her character's really done really well. I think enough. Her and Batman alone, I think, will give the
Redeem
film
it a
some
little
sort of
bit. I thought she was her and Ben Affleck were probably
the best part.
only
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
best part of Batman v Superman.
Batman
which
v
isn't
Superman
saying a
was
lot.
really a Batman. It was a Superman film, wasn't it? Actually, wasn't it? Wasn't Batman v Superman like part of the Superman story arc?
Yeah, it's like it's a sequel to Man of Steel.
Yeah, like the way Civil War is a Captain America film, not like an Avengers. Okay, yeah.
Correct.
So I think it will, just because of the cast and the characters it has, I think it will, action-wise, it'll probably redeem something. Story-wise, I can't really tell anything, to be honest, but I'm going to go out and say 46%.
46%.
46%.
Yeah.
When are we judging? Like the first week after release, yeah?
So you're 50.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around 50 because I think actually
Give me a
on
figure.
52.
52, write it down. We got paper. We're going to compare this.
46.
First week after the movie comes
wait.
out.
So wait, I say
52% on Rotten
52.
Tomatoes.
Abu says what was it? That 46.
46.
And Mo says
34.
30.
Tomato's dead.
I'm
Okay.
still quite optimistic
Okay.
there. But
Okay, this will be first week after release. We'll
Yeah.
go back to the scores. We'll see where it stands.
I just want to add though, I think that the audience score
Oh, it'll be better.
will be better.
Of course, yeah.
I think that
No,
might be in the
yeah.
like 60s.
it doesn't mean anything.
But no one really looks at audience because
Yeah.
it's skewed, isn't it, by bias and like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You've got
fanboys.
But
so
the
many
thing is-
fanboys. They
I like looking at the audience score because you can have critics who are snobs.
Like the one guy who hated on Get Out and is left at 99%.
No, but the problem is with films like this, where you have already such a massive fan base, audience score is very biased. If you had a film that no one knew about, and then you were looking at the audience score,
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
knew that it was an even distribution
Pure, like, yeah.
of statistical, like.
But then
no
even like
statistical anomaly.
anytime you look at a certain kind of movie, they can just look at it because I had it when we went to see the World of Warcraft movie. And like the critic reviews were really low because it was like, oh, just it's just a rip off of like
Mm.
Lord of the Rings and all this,
But for
all
the
the
fans-
other fantasy stuff. But for the like a lot of the fans were looking at it and going, actually,
This is what they want to
that
see
was-
on the screen.
This is
isn't
what
it?
we wanted
Correct.
to see.
Yeah.
This is like the whole Blizzard universe like up. And,
Of course, yeah.
And like some of the reviews I read for that, I was like, what?
End
Like,
of the day, though, like it is the critics score that gets the
a lot
headline.
of
So
the
we're
time-
gonna run with that for this.
True.
And Rotten Tomatoes is actually its own little conversation. We're gonna have a conversation about that on some other day. Like, is it really a fair representation? So, but that's another whole topic. We'll leave that for another day. So you've got the scores. We'll put them down on the video below. We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
So it comes out on Friday. So the following week we'll have a look back and see where it's standing at. And
so because we can probably do our review on the Saturday.
yeah, so we'll have a fresh review actually for that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That brings everything to a close. I love that 1 minute review. That was great actually. I want to try that next time as well, man. So looks fun. So yeah, take care, see ya, and have a nice day. Good night.